Here I'll show you an example of how to use an application framework to resolve dependencies between clients and products that they need, instead of using the abstract factory design pattern, which is a manual implementation for the same purpose, to decouple clients from their dependencies and also making it easy to replace one set of dependencies for another. So this toy application uses an application framework in C# called Castle Windsor. So this is code pertaining to the application framework. Using our framework, we resolve what a pizza store should be. Now, a pizza store, in this case, is a concrete class. It could also be an interface that we need to resolve into a concrete implementation of that interface. And we assign the resulting value to the variable pizza store. And using the pizza store, we simply describe its references referred to cheese pizza and clam pizza. So cheese pizza and clam pizza are both declared as being of type I cheese pizza and I clam pizza. Those in turn have different implementations, either as standard cheese pizza or fancy cheese pizza. And both of those are constructed using some type of cheese. And cheese can be either type mozzarella from New York or Parmesan cheese from Chicago. So there's a three-step resolution necessary in order to construct a pizza store. First, well, there's only one implementation of type pizza store because it's a concrete class. But we can choose any cheese pizza, standard or fancy, and either one of them can use either mozzarella or Parmesan cheese. So there are several different combinations available to us, and when we decide which one to use, we don't install a new concrete factory, as in the abstract factory design pattern, but we use configuration tools available from the application framework, Dependency Injection framework, called Castle Windsor, which, by the way, is by no means the only dependency injection framework in C#. There are a great many others, but and there are also a number of similar solutions for Java available. So we use the configuration methods available in our container, which is the name in this application framework for the mapping between interfaces and concrete classes. So the framework scans all classes in the currently loaded library or assembly, restricts itself to a certain namespace, and registers all interfaces of all concrete classes. So standard pizzas and New York style ingredients, corresponding to the output we see here, standard pizzas and New York style ingredients. And of course, if we modify this to Chicago style ingredients, we'll get Chicago style Parmesan cheese and Chicago style frozen clam. Likewise, of course, we can switch to another set of pizzas. So fancy cheese pizzas and fancy clam pizzas. This way, we can configure the dependency injection framework to do the heavy lifting of mapping interfaces to implementations, and we don't have to implement a concrete factory or an interface for abstract factories. there's already an interface given for clients. They use the method resolve in order to obtain an object of type pizza store. So pizza store is of type pizza store because that's what's provided by the resolve method, and in this case we know that it's the same object. We could also resolve, for instance, pizza. So we could resolve a cheese pizza into something. So we could ask the cheese pizza to be described. In which case we'll see that it's a fancy cheese pizza with fancy Chicago Parmesan cheese as before. So this short video shows you how to use a framework to implement decoupling of clients from dependencies and configurable class collections of products. We have a set of related products in the fancy pizza namespace, and we have a set of related ingredients in the Chicago style namespace. This code-based configuration is by no means the only option for determining what classes to load when. We also have options to load configurations from XML files or other locations, which is rather convenient because then we can determine at runtime what set of dependencies we want to load. And instead of this toy example, we could imagine Chicago style and New York style to be namespaces for different backend implementations that our front-end functionality relies on. And we want to ensure that our front-end functionality works well with all different implementations of backend logic. We could also imagine that these namespaces correspond to test implementations and production implementations of a given set of interfaces.